Hello, and welcome to another edition of Good Deeds. It is brought to you by justserve.org. If you've been looking for ways to give back to the community, to help make people's lives better, to help make Sacramento a better and stronger community, there are many organizations locally that are doing great work every day, and they need your help. Find one that you connect with and get started volunteering. A great place to start is justserve.org. Today, we are finding out more about Alchemist CDC with Shannon Stein. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. I'm excited to learn more about your programs. To really sum it up, you guys transform neighborhoods here in Sacramento. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you do that?
Sure. Hi, Sheryl. Thank you for having me. Yes, I'm Shannon Stein, Director of Advancement for Alchemist CDC. And Alchemist's mission is to invest in communities, people, and neighborhoods by investing through the food system. So we really work throughout the food system in Sacramento, the farm to fork capital, to make sure everybody has the opportunity to participate in our abundant food economy and food access. And so we work within the spectrum of food access. So we start with food access programs, specifically working with Sacramento City Unified School District. We run farmers markets and provide CalFresh access at farmers markets throughout Sacramento County. And then we run food entrepreneurial and workforce development programs throughout Sacramento County as well, and are in the process of building a few different properties, but mainly Alchemist Public Market, which will be in the River District, which will be the first opportunity where we have all of our programs operating under one roof.
Oh, that's exciting. We've heard a lot in the last few years, and maybe not as much as we should be hearing, but about food deserts, especially in urban areas. Have you seen that to be an issue here in Sacramento? And is that something that Alchemist CDC is addressing?
Most definitely. We absolutely have food deserts in Sacramento. And even if they're not necessarily strictly identified as food deserts, there's still regions where healthy food is inaccessible or is not easily accessible. Affordable food is not accessible or easily accessible. And so food deserts, while they have a very traditional definition, really can come in a lot of different ways, shapes, and forms. And so one of the areas where we started our work, where we still stay very deeply rooted, is the Oak Park community in South Sacramento, kind of between downtown and South Sacramento. Folks aren't familiar. And Oak Park has been historically disinvested and redlined and kind of separated off from a lot of the opportunities within our city. And so land investment is part of that, as well as food access. And so we currently have three different properties actually in Oak Park. And they are community gardens of all different kinds. And so we have the Pansy Garden, which is an open, what we call a pocket park, where we have available garden beds that neighbors can just come and work in. And we have volunteers that come activate that as well. So it's also a community harvest space. So you walk through and you see something that is harvestable and edible, please grab it and eat it and enjoy. There's also the opportunity, there's kids playground equipment and things along those lines. There's a gazebo where you can sit and relax. And so it's not just about food access. It's also about greening our spaces. It's about creating more sustainable spaces in urban centers. And so Pansy Garden was really kind of our first effort at developing an unused space or a vacant space in food desert community. And now we also have the Oak Park Soul Community Garden, which we partnered with Leadership Sacramento on in 2025. You have so many different nonprofits that are part of this program that, Good Deeds focuses on. Leadership Sacramento is actually an amazing partner for so many of us as well. It's a program that's run by the Metro Chamber, and they bring together about 40 professionals regionally every year to take on a complex project with a nonprofit organization and really help that nonprofit organization move from kind of idea phase into completion. And so they've helped us bring electricity to the Oak Park Soul Garden to make the garden itself more accessible to more community garden members. And then that garden actually is a much larger space that we are putting into production for a free farm stand for neighbors in the community. And then also to support our other food access program, which we work with Sacramento City Unified School District on, to provide fresh produce specifically to that program, which provides emergency food supplies and food boxes in partnership with the district's Office of Homeless Services, as well as their Office of Case Management and Student Support Services, making sure that students and families who are in the fringe, who don't necessarily have transportation to get to a traditional food distribution, or who may not be able or feel comfortable going to traditional food distribution right now because they don't have the documentation that might be required or things along those lines. We make sure that food gets to those families through a partnership with the school district. So really, we address food deserts in a variety of ways. That's how we do it from an emergency food access way. But then the farmers markets that we operate are also very much located in historically underrepresented or underserved communities or food deserts. So Meadowview, South Rancho Cordova, Florin Road, really focusing on communities where there are folks who need access to fresh, healthy foods, and there aren't a lot of grocery options for them.
Yeah. Now, this new farmers market that your very first Alchemist CDC food market is going in the River District, which is actually up and coming and developing. It is a growing part of the city, but yeah, there's not a lot of grocery stores there. Is that part of what made you decide to put a farmers market in that area?
So Alchemist Public Market is actually going to be so much more than just a farmer's market. And I say that because farmers markets are so core to who we are. So it feels strange to say just a farmer's market because they're so important as community gathering spaces and as food access channels. But Alchemist Public Market will include a farmer's market, but it also will include an indoor market venue and cafe and beer and wine bar. And so the corner market there specifically is to address the lack of grocery stores throughout the River District. There was a recent article actually that just came out within the last week or two, specifically talking about the fact that the River District and the city have really boomed when it comes to residential building in the River District, but have fallen behind a little bit when it comes to services in the River District. And so Alchemist Public Market will actually not only have a food court and food centers and a farmers market, but we also will have a 7-day-a-week operating corner market that accepts CalFresh, EBT, and WIC, because the majority of the residential units that have been built in the River District are either income subsidized or supported or are low to middle income, many of whom use CalFresh or other food subsidy programs to help make ends meet every month. And currently they have to leave the River District in order to shop and access those benefits. They have to get in their car. They have to, use fossil fuels. They have to spend money on transportation. They have to do a variety of, I'm getting a little fuzzy there. They have to do a variety of things that cost them more money in order to go get their groceries. And so having Alchemist Public Market built in the River District and available as a source of affordable, not just produce, but all of their food staples is a real key to building this project.
It's such an exciting project, and it is so needed for all the reasons that we just discussed. You're getting close to opening it. And for some people that may be watching this later, it may already be open. Tell us about the grand opening.
Absolutely. So we are breaking ground on Alchemist Public Market on Thursday, April 9th. So that'll be our big groundbreaking. We're very excited about that. And then we expect it to take just about a year to build. So our ribbon cutting will be in spring of 2027. We've already selected 4 different Alchemist Incubator participants, small food businesses who will be doing leases on the property. We'll have food pods and food trailers, all electric, that they'll be able to launch their businesses from, do menu development, work on really launching their businesses without having a lot of the additional financial stress and organizational stress that comes from doing all of your own marketing and from managing all of your own site management and things along those lines. They'll have support on that as we are getting them ready to transition into, over the course of 3 to 5 years, into their own fair market value leases somewhere else in the Sacramento region. So we'll be opening with them. And so that is expected to be in spring of 2027.
Okay, exciting. So helping micro businesses, helping connect people with food. I mean, there's all sorts of good going on around this market. How can people get involved and volunteer with Alchemist CDC and help you out wherever you need it?
Absolutely. You mentioned it in the beginning. Volunteering is key to any organization. And we need volunteers in so many different ways. Our farmers markets always need volunteers, particularly with our CalFresh. It's a very labor-intensive transactional relationship with the individuals who are coming to redeem CalFresh vouchers at the farmers markets. And so we always need folks who are very focused and who are great at, if you used to be a cashier, if you used to be in customer service, this is a great volunteer role for you, because you need to be pretty focused on cash handling and accounting and things along those lines. But also you need to be able to engage with the community and talk to all these wonderful individuals who are coming to our farmers markets. And then we also need folks who are interested in helping set up our farmers markets and run our farmers markets and work with the vendors and help collect the CalFresh vouchers and make sure that we're maintaining our great relationships with all of our wonderful growers who support our farmers markets. And then our incubator program and our workforce development, we're always looking for mentors and professionals who are in the industry, who have experience in the industry, who are interested in coming in and sharing their wisdom with folks from young adults all the way to folks who are starting new careers or folks who are new to our community, who are exploring the opportunity that is present for us throughout our farm to fork community. So we're always looking for volunteers, and we are looking for volunteers who are passionate about making sure that our food system is equitable, accessible, and represents just this beautiful abundance of culture and community that we have throughout the Sacramento region.
I love it. And I love what you're doing for the Sacramento region, making it stronger by helping people. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. I'm going to get the website up on the screen so people can contact you, find out more about what Alchemist CDC does.
Thank you for having me, Sheryl. And yes, www.alchemistcdc.org. You can learn all about us at the website. And we're thrilled to be part of Sacramento's food community and Sacramento's nonprofit community.